It's Jefferson, climbs the ladder. Oh my goodness!
What is up, jabronis? JJ back here with the crew, Snyder, Kurt. We have another major, the Open Ship. Just a quick shout out to the chat. Love the fact that you guys have already been chatting before the show even started. Black Trucker, Gus, Brandon, Riley Golf, much love. Matty Ice, Marquee Music Group, much love all around. Before we go into any golf content, Kurt, I'm very disappointed in you. The Barbie movie comes out tomorrow in some areas and Friday in most areas. This is a good opportunity for you to wear pink, wear blue, rock a Ken look. You know, I figured I'd come on looking like Raiden, and instead, you know, I figured you would carry the show in that regard, but you're not.
We can do the meme. We can do like the meme, like yeah. So, I mean, you should have told me. You know, I've been rocking this. I'm pretty sure I've been rocking this same hoodie every single show. I put it right here beside the computer, so every show I just put it on, and I don't wear it anytime else. So, yeah, maybe if we would have coordinated better, because moving forward, I'm just going to wear the same exact hoodie every single day, every single show. Sorry.
We just witnessed a lack of accountability issue, folks. I'm not sure if you guys caught that. Kurt blamed me for him not wearing a Barbie outfit, when I feel like it was pretty self-explanatory. You know, I expect Snyder to come here prepared every week. You know, he obviously comes with a lot of the knowledge. He's got the soldiers. He does the course preview. Kurt, you know, I expect you to be a color commentator, you know, wear what's in style, wear what makes sense.
So I had the perfect shirt for it. I had this Dior, like fucking paid a lot of money for it. It's a pink Dior button up. So it would have been perfect. But you know, Dunkel, I'm business first. So you should have told me.
I can appreciate that. Jake, Jason, much love there. Steven, then Barbie's into the mattress. It looks like, Kurt, you got the burners fired up today. Keep up the good work there. You don't bring the Ken outfit for the Barbie movie, but you do bring the burners. And yeah, I'll tell you this: if Kurt's been sleeping all day and just woke up and that's how his hair looks, God bless. Let's go to a little more informative individual on the show, Snyder. What's happening? How did last week go for you? I will say this: Mangone did drop that piece. Was his name Victor Norman, the guy that won the Barbasol? I know he dropped that as a pick. So for those that did follow, it was 20-1 or 22-1. That don't get me wrong, was quite a sweat playoff at the end, but that puppy came home. Last week, and what's going on this week?
Yeah, I actually had Norman as well for an outright last week, so it was pretty good there. Pretty good overall week. Looking into this final major here, we got some great contests across DraftKings and FanDuel. Excited for this and excited for the Up the Lock show we're going to have here soon for members at Rempier Sports. I think it's going to start at 10:30 Eastern. It's going to run all the way up until lock. Not sure when lock is, but it's going to run for like 3 or 4 hours, I think, for the Up the Lock show. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I mean, one of the many reasons to be a Rempier member tonight, especially if you're just going to be home building lineups or home jerking off, whatever it is, maybe both at the same time. You know, tune into the live show, listen in, obviously grab the tidbits, ask the questions. You know, obviously the guys are always great at answering them. And Snyder, you'll be on that panel tonight as well?
Yeah, I'll be on there for a couple hours for sure.
Things you'll have to see. Kurt, I know I didn't touch on much golf as it relates to you, but anything crazy happened last week and anything off the top that you're really looking forward to for this week?
No, so a lot of the condensed stuff. Only running one main team, it cashed, and then I cashed 3 of the 4 showdown days. So I was super busy with summer league stuff, but still able to make some money. Maybe I should just start doing that moving forward. But I didn't listen to myself, and I did 190 laps this week. So back to the old me, baby. Let's get it.
Good stuff. Snyder, without further ado, obviously you got your soldiers out for a major. Always love that every week. But look, walk us through this course. What can we expect? And you know, where are you looking for scores will end up?
Yeah, we're here at England for the last year's major, the final major here at the Open at Royal Liverpool here. It's a par 71 measuring 7,383 yards. Like last week, Links Golf is all dependent on the weather. We need to monitor that closely leading up to lock, even over these next couple hours. But I don't think there's going to be too much weather. It looks like the next 2 days, Thursday and Friday, to really look at too much here. 156 golfers are going to tee it up here. Top 70 in ties will be making the weekend this weekend. The greens here are not that big. They're average size. They play smaller, though, with a lot of the runoff areas that they have on them. So especially a couple of the other greens, like the newer green on 17, definitely a tougher one. I think golfers mainly aim for the middle of these greens. There won't be too much slope on these greens. They'll be running pretty flat. Slower too on the centimeter, probably around 8.5, 9, I'm guessing. I'll be weighing strokes gained off the tee pretty big this week as well. Distance is going to be a pretty big advantage to some of these guys, but I'll be looking at distance from the edge of fairway too, because there's plenty of trouble lurking off the tees here. I mean, we've got deep pot bunkers, which is basically a one-stroke penalty. You got to pitch out of them as far as you can, sometimes backwards, tall fescue here, and then out of bounds. There's going to be some crazy out of bounces here. That's within 7 yards of the fairway on a couple of these inward out of bounds that they're having this week. We can't be having our guys hitting foul balls off the tee this week. The first cut of rough here is only going to be about 2 inches, but outside of that, when they get further on, it's going to be knee-high, waist-high, tall fescue here, so it's going to be tough. Number 3 has a very risk-reward opportunity here with that inward out of bounds like that I talked about. It basically runs like a dog leg right, and you can cut off as much as you want. But the OB is very close to the fairway. Their hole 15 now plays up to 620 yards with a new tee box there. Number 17 is a completely new hole here. 140 to 150 yards, par 3, very tough for a shorter par 3 here. It's got runoff directions in all directions with deep pot bunkers guarding this hole. It'd be interesting to see how they play there. A lot of reports are from the guys saying you just need to aim for the center of green, hope you hit the green, and just try and get away with 3 there. They moved back the tee box on 18, about 50 yards, and the OB on 18 is also right there on the right side of the fairway, about 7 yards off the fairway, I think. Pot bunkers lurk left. There's also some deep rough left as well. And then at the moment, the weather looks pretty good for Thursday, Friday at 10 to 15 miles an hour. I think the course is very soft. The green, more so than we had seen the times before they played this course. So looking for a winning score, probably somewhere around minus 13 to minus 18. I think it's going to be somewhere in that 5-shot gap there. Some of the other key stats we'll be looking at here: strokes gained off the tee, distance and accuracy, approach, past links experience, opportunities gained, and then putting.
Do you ever miss on that segment? It's not like ever. Good stuff around all around again. So appreciate the breakdown. Look, folks, obviously any questions you have, it is a major. Feel free to fire away. But again, sign up to runpuresports.com. Summer 33 is still live, right? I don't know if we have.
Still going. Show goes on.
Should be, right? Because maybe we just swap banners here so folks can know. Yeah, code Summer33, get 33% off. And again, it's not even just the fact that you'll get 33% off. I mean, tonight, if you're just going to be looking at sweat lineups anyway, with the discounts around, the all sports end, come hang out with us and sweat, the live show before things lock. All right, so let's talk on DFS. Kurtz and Snyder was doing a lot of talking there with the course preview. I'll start with you. DFS, who do we like at the top, and maybe who do you like at the bottom this week? For your lineup.
Up top, I'm going Mr. Victor Hovland for the same reason that Snyder said about the pot bunkers. I think it's, even Scotty said, it's basically a one-shot penalty for anyone. And look, if everyone's going to be having a hard time with it, it evens the playing field for Victor, I think. As long as he doesn't hack at it, which I think hopefully is fixed, because he can hack at it sometimes. But I think if it's going to be hindrance to everybody, it's going to be same, even the playing field for him. And the guy is elite off the tee, which is what I want here. Give me some Victor Hovland. He was there last year down the stretch. This year, I think it's even better with how tight the fairways are for him. So Victor Hovland up top for the 10K flat, I believe it was. And then down low, I'm going Mr. Nick Taylor. At the Canadian Open, when he won, you had to keep the ball in the fairway. Winning score was about the same as what we're suspecting here. I think he's getting a little bit overlooked this week. I'm going to get some Nick Taylor. Also did pretty decent the Scottish last week, the Genesis.
So I'll round robin the questions from the chat as we go. Kurt, I'll start with you for Hatton and Fleetwood. Are those guys, and I'll give Koepka to Snyder because I know what his thoughts are going to likely be there anyway. But Hatton, Fleetwood, I'll leave to you, Kurt. Thoughts on them too, as far as their performance DFS wise, outrights, anything?
I think I faded in my 150, and I think I might have had Hatton a single entry in my like I do a lineup with my mom every week. She always plays Fleetwood because she has a thing for man buns. But for me, I don't hate them. I kind of didn't really go after that low 9K range. I did like a lot of Wyndham. I did a lot up top. So didn't really leave a space there for me.
All right, fair enough. And Snyder, before we talk on your DFS, Brooks Koepka. What are we doing this week with Brooksy? Are you on? I assume you're on board. But talk us through that and then talk DFS. And maybe it's both. So, but either way.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm always playing Brooks in majors. I mean, it's just he's a big game hunter. He's actually played really well outside of St. Andrews last year. I mean, St. Andrews is a completely different setup than we're going to see this year. And he's been outside of that St. Andrews. He's been 6th, 4th, and 6th in 3 of his last 4 opens here. I think he's right back where he is. We've seen what he's done in the majors so far this year. Should have probably won 2 of the 3 majors already this year. Only settled for 1. I'm going to be definitely on Koepka. I do like Hatton and Fleetwood as well. I think they're some of the best value plays on the board DFS wise. That's where I started my cash game team was Hatton and Fleetwood. So definitely going to be overexposed to them. They're going to be popular, rightfully so, though. So I like all 3 of those guys for Jake there. I think you could start with all 3 even as well with some of the value we have down low. I mean, we have some really good guys in that 6K to 5K range this week because we got Scotty the Kid, and you open up the pricing at the start of the pricing when they release the prices here. We got Scotty the Kid up at 12.5. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm gonna be going right back to my guy Scotty the Kid. It looks like his ownership's kind of been slowly ticking down as the week goes on, and everybody had been talking about John Rahm's ownership being real low. His ownership's starting to creep up now. I'm seeing Rahm around 15%, and Scotty is around 18 to 20% now, where Scotty opened the week at about 22 to 25%. So I like Scotty the Kid up top. And then for value, I'm going to go down with Denny McCarthy. He hasn't played at the Open yet, but I mean, he's playing some of the best golf he's played in quite some time leading up to this. He was second at Muirfield Village, 20th at the U.S. Open, 7th at the Travelers, and then 6th at the John Deere. So he's got that great recent form heading in. I don't think he's going to be too highly owned this week. I'm seeing him. I think he could get to maybe 10 to 13%, but he's starting to catch some steam as of late. I think a bunch of the sharper guys are starting to jump on him. He opened the week. I thought he was going to be 5 to 8%, and he's kind of creeping up a little bit, but I still like Denny for a value play at 7.3K.
Good stuff all around. The quick question from Riley: anybody fading McIntyre entirely? I'll leave it to either of you to kind of answer that.
150.
McIntyre, Snyder, Kurt. What about you?
I faded him 150. Played him in single entry stuff.
He was a cash lock, I thought.
Yeah, so
I think that's a strategy. Kurt's a lot more common than the.
Oh yeah, no.
You take your darts in the multi entries, and then you really try to hone in on single entries.
I think he'll be like around 20 to 25% in like large field, but the higher the stakes you get up, I think he could even push 40% in the high stakes.
And then Brandon asked on Jordan Smith and Richie Ramsey. I don't even know who either of them is.
I like Jordan. I think Snyder likes Jordan too. I actually don't know Ramsey. I got a lot of punts down there, but I don't know Ramsey Snyder. Should I know who that is?
I didn't play any Ramsey.
I mean, like the chef.
No, I didn't play him. I'm on Jordan Smith though. He was a soldier last week. He did really well. He was top 15 last week. Definitely going right back to Jordan Smith. It's going to be about half the ownership of Bobby Mack too. So I really like. I'm even going to play Jordan Smith and Bobby Mack and some teams together to really load up on that upper 6K value there.
And Snyder,
in there.
Very important question from Jason. What time you going to the gym tomorrow?
Now it'll be sometime after afternoon, probably.
What?
Any chance Wyndham Clark goes back to back here, boys? I mean, what are his odds? Is he like getting oversteamed because of that, or?
No, he's not going to be
5-1. That feels like he's oversteamed, right? Or is it just me?
What's he at?
8,700. He's kind of priced up a little higher than I thought he would be for this field. I thought
55-1 feels like it's like super low for him as far as like down the board. Like I would expect him to be.
I would never bet that.
That feels like just wrong steam. But I mean, what do I know?
If he was 100-1 in this field, I'd probably bet him, but definitely not at 55-1.
All right, so let's go to outrights, and Snyder, I'll keep it with you. Who do you like at the top? And since it's just you two, you can go your top and bottom in the same segment. So Snyder, who do you like at the top of your outright, and who do you like as a value guy to get there outright wise?
Yeah, my outright is Brooks Koepka there. I got a 20-1 earlier. I seen he's down to like 18 in some spots. If you can still grab a 20, I would definitely try and do that. I mean, he's just a true big game hunter here. I think he's got the most majors in the field as of now. I think Rory and him have 5 majors. I don't think anyone has any more than Brooks. So I think Brooks could add that 6-pack to the mantle this week. And then check another off on that career Grand Slam. He's missing the Masters and the Open, but he's been really good in the Opens. He's one of the best guys off the tee. He can kind of play a little more cautious off the tee, find the fairways, and then he likes to be more aggressive when attacking these greens. So I definitely think he's going to be in contention come Sunday. And then I'm going to go with an Aussie for my outright here. I was on the show with Jason Sobel last night, or 2 nights ago. That was, or what day is it? Tuesday. Right. Yeah, last night. Yeah. Jason Sobel was on the show with us. He liked Minwoo as well. I liked Minwoo quite a bit. He's been kind of a low-key major killer as well at Minwoo. He's been really good. 6 straight top 40s, T5 at the U.S. Open, T18 at the PGA. He was T15 at the British Masters as well. He's been great off the tee. The short game's been really good for him as well. So I like Minwoo Lee at 80-1.
Minwoo Lee. Yeah, it was DK 80-1. Sorry.
I think he was 80-1 on DK yesterday.
All right, cool. Kurt, on your end, outright, what are we liking this week?
Going Mr. John Rahm Rodriguez. I think it's a place where you have to be elite off the tee. I know last year we watched him, he was getting frustrated in the fescue and stuff like that, but everything I've seen from like the stuff he's saying to the media, I think he's super motivated to be the first Spaniard to win this championship. Give me a guy who's the lead off the tee, John Rahm Rodriguez, 13-1 on DK, 15 minutes before I came on the show.
Really? You're good.
And long shot, I'm going to go a guy, shameless plug here. I've been doing the Live playbook. First of all, I know many people haven't looked at it, but it's been fire. The cores I've been bankroll building like crazy in the Live contest. The only thing that's kept me from truly shipping is Taylor motherfucking Gooch. Okay? He's 65-1. And let me tell you, he's been railing me. This is when I get it back from the times that I've got like 7th, 8th, and the GPPs, and everyone above me has Gooch. This is where I get it all back here, 65-1. Give me a sweat, Gucci.
Good stuff, Snyder. I'll kick it back to you for T20s. Are you going to look to keep it kind of with the names you've already been mentioning, or was there somebody else that pokes out for you on the T20 end?
Yeah, I'm going to go with a usual guy that I mentioned in some type of form in these majors and big-time events. And Colin Morikawa is plus 125 to finish T20. I really like the price tag for him in DFS as well. I think it is the first time in his career where he's coming in off 4 straight weeks where he's gained putting. So maybe he finally figured out the putting there. He's already won 1 Open. He's got 2 majors in his young career, and he's already hoisted 1 claret jug. I think this week he could hoist the second one as well. I like him in all betting formats. I have an outright on him at 35-1. And then I want to get more action with him, T20s, T10s, looking to get right back on him here. He's coming off a playoff loss in his last event, but I think he's going to be ready to roll here and maybe hoist that second claret jug.
Randy, on your end, glad to see you, or Randy Brand, glad to see you cashed quite a bit last week on, I guess, yeah, Rory. Going right back to that well again. I see. Jason saying, Minwoo short game's been there, but hasn't really been there, but feeling the drive and approach. And look, the short game always feels like the highest variance piece of golf in general, right? So obviously, if you grab that and the other part of your game's running well, yeah, it could definitely run pure. Rally Golf on Hovland and Sanjay. What do you guys think of Sanjay? Obviously, we haven't heard his name said yet here, but any love there at 101?
I think he's a fine outright. I don't think I'm going to find myself playing him in DFS. But 100-1 on his skill set is definitely worth sprinkling on. And right there with Kurt, I do have some conviction on Hovland. I've kind of warmed up to him as the week's gone along, so it'll be some Hovland over like Cantley and Fowler and Spieth. I'll be going to Hovland there at the 10K flat in DFS as well.
And then Kurt, on your end for a T20, who we liking this week?
Before I get into it, I wanted to I've not got a chance to talk to Snyder at all about this week, but I want to sprinkle Morikawa a little bit. And then I thought, okay, he's gained putting the last couple, but the only thing I'm scared about is, and hopefully you're the greens expert. Hopefully you can kind of clear this up for me, because I do want to talk myself into getting a sprinkle, but it seems like I always get good Morikawa weeks when I play in places with fast greens, and we know they're going to be incredibly slow here. Play devil's advocate and tell me that it's okay, please.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fine. I mean, these greens are going to be pretty much completely flat, and he didn't do good at St. Andrews last year, but this place plays completely different. I think his off the tee game is really going to be huge here. His approach game is going to be huge, and then I think he's going to be able to putt on these greens like he did at Royal Portrush. He won the Open 2 years ago, so I think
they're pretty slow there too.
Yeah, they're real slow.
Okay, perfect. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know to get a little sprinkle of Morikawa. For the top 20, I'm going to go Mr. Chris Kirk. Usually pretty good in the majors. Getting 40 or 4-1, on DK before I came on the show. I feel like that's pretty solid. I like the guy. You can keep it in play. Give me some Christopher Kirk. 4-1.
Jake, what do we think about lefty? I'm no golf savant, but does that mean Phil Mickelson?
He's looked bad in the last couple of events.
It just couldn't even what was it a major 2 or 3 majors ago where it felt like he was leading after the second round?
He was crushing the Masters.
And then just a fitness fade maybe? It just kind of sunk hard from there?
He got second.
Oh, he ended up in second. I didn't even realize. But didn't he dip down a little bit down the board, into 7th or 8th at some point, and maybe climb back? I could have sworn he had an awful day.
I think it was Saturday. Saturday, I think it was Saturday, and then he kind of climbed back on Sunday.
And Jason saying Minwoo Sanjay is actually a matchup this week. Kind of funny, kind of ironic. Only lefty to play is Brian Harman. All right, so we'll go to matchups. Kurt, I'll stick with you for the first one here. A matchup you really like, or a matchup that stuck out for you?
I'm going extremely heavy on this week. I really kind of play him because I want a top 5, top 10. Not expecting a dub because that'd be crazy to win the last 2 majors. Mr. Wyndham Clark, plus 100 over Fat Shane, slob-ass Lowry. I don't give a shit that we're overseas. This dude sucks balls. Give me Wyndham Clark plus money over Lowry, who's I think Wyndham Clark's taking the next step in the next top echelon of golfers, right under those. And I'll take him over Fat Shane any day. I don't care if they're playing in Lowry's backyard in Ireland. I don't care.
Oh, I love the conviction too there. Snyder, your matchup, who do you like?
For my matchup, I'm going to go with interesting matchup here I found. I thought, how the mighty have fallen. Justin Thomas is matched up with my guy Bobby McIntyre. I like Bobby McIntyre minus 110. We've got one guy that's going downwards, and we've got one guy that's starting to ascend. And I'm going to be on Bobby Mack in that matchup, which I never would have thought coming into the year. I would have saw McIntyre matched up with him in a matchup here, but actually McIntyre's been great at the Open. I mean, he's got 2 top 10s his last 3 starts here. He's been inside the top 35 in every start here at the Open. So I like McIntyre minus 110 versus Justin Thomas.
Snyder, is it true that that Geneva's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame class 2024?
I'm not sure on that. I'll have to look into that, but I guess it's a true possibility.
Bryson DeChambeau is only 60-1. Feels like his game was way out of touch a while back. Maybe found some lust or something, if you will. Top 5 though seems a bit steep. Any love for DeChambeau this week?
Not really for me.
Okay.
Wait, what did you say? I was reading the comments. Sorry, I was reading about Patty. I'm playing Patty this week, Kev.
What about the DeChambeau? Any love?
Not getting there. Honestly, hasn't looked that bad on live. I think he was 4th in driving accuracy in London, so that's encouraging. But overall, the driving accuracy hasn't been great as an entire sample size. So, yeah, I mean, it's a guy I want to play, but I'm not getting to him this week. You can't play everybody.
I'm a little confused at this Kev, because I'm not sure who this is. Not a matchup, but top
Phil,
old guy lefty versus Patty.
Is that really a matchup like Phil versus Patty? I'm going Patty over Phil. Patrick Harrington.
Minwoo Finau matchup.
I mean,
I'm not going to play Finau. Finau's a double condom play according to Big T, and I'm right there with him. I'm not going to.
Now he's 55-1 in this. Did he like lose form or something? Like 55-1 seems pretty.
The putting went back to normal.
He can't putt, and he hits too many foul balls off the tee.
Yeah, I like that, foul balls. All right, so look, folks. Yes, there'll be the up to lock show starting at 10:30. Snyder, you said 10:30 Eastern.
Yeah.
So starting at 10:30, all you gotta do is be a member. You'll be able to hang out with the boys, talking PGA, talking lineups, talking the whole bit, and then of course busting each other's chops like we all do.
I think Club Cam Cole may even make an appearance, which could get off the rails.
Oh, look at that! Look at that. So yeah, folks, definitely check that out. Obviously, runpuresports.com for content all week and all weekend. Weekends quickly approaching. What's also approaching? College football, NFL, all that's right around the corner. So yes, definitely check us out, see what we're all about, and use code SUMMER33 for 33% off. All that said, gamble responsibly, stay safe, and as always, run pure. See you guys.